I remember growing up on Stratford Avenue. My mother's a single mother, 4 kids, unmarried. This is during the Ronald Reagan era. So we were definitely on the other side of the income equation. I just remember not having a lot at all. I remember she was working as like a nurse's aide. She was getting really good money at the time, but it's just having 4 kids. So anyway, she was struggling to make ends meet, I guess, but I just remember not having a lot. I remember getting free lunch from school, and if it wasn't for free lunch, I wouldn't have ate a lot of times. That's why anytime I hear someone talk about cutting off school lunch, I'm definitely against that. Actually, my son, they have a program at the school he goes to now where every so often they'll ask the parents to bring in food like juice boxes, ramen, all kind of stuff. And what they do actually is they go ahead and create like box lunches for kids, because apparently when the school closes on the weekend, like for example today is a snow day. It has been a snow day for the last 3 days. So if you're a kid like me who doesn't have food at home, then that means you're probably not going to eat. So that's a big deal. What they do is they assemble box lunches, put them in Ziploc bags, and gives them out to kids to eat. One of the things I also remember is one year for Christmas, I think I was about 11. We actually didn't even have any Christmas, and I think it was like Christmas Eve. I remember we had the tree up because we had this plastic tree that we had for who knows how long. But I remember having this Christmas tree up, and we didn't have anything under it. I used to always like the lights though. I used to actually sleep under the Christmas tree just to look at the lights and the way they reflected off the tinsel and stuff. I don't know, it was very soothing. But anyway, I remember that this family showed up, this white family in a minivan, and they had actually just bought us the entire Christmas. By that I mean that they had something for me, my 2 brothers, and my sister, and they basically put presents underneath the Christmas tree, everything. So that was really amazing to me. I had never seen anything like that before. And I remember I had a chance to do that a few years ago, the same thing. We did that. We bought this family like a whole Christmas for 2 kids, a bike, coats, toys, stuff like that. We also did the same thing this year. But yeah, man, I remember that a lot of times going to school, if it wasn't for free lunch, I wouldn't have ate. I just remember not having, I think they call it food insecurity. I remember not having food a lot at home. Every so often though, I mean, she'd come up on, I don't know, this was back when they had the real food stamps or something. She'd come up on some food stamps or something, and I remember she'd come home, and every so often there were those times where we just had the refrigerator completely full, which was, that stuck with me even to this day, because so often it was just, you know, not a lot of stuff in there. You know how when you open the refrigerator and it's very bright because there's nothing in there to hide the light? And I remember a couple times, maybe 3 or 4 times, I remember specifically, where she came back, groceries, and the refrigerator was full, like stuffed. So that's something that stuck with me. I remember the first day of school was like a big deal, because that was when you got a chance to see your new school clothes. This is probably, you know, elementary school through middle school. And I remember the first day of school was like the first day to wear your new school clothes. And I remember going not Christmas shopping. I remember going back to school shopping. They'd put the flyers out in the newspaper. So basically, school started at the end of August. And I remember around the first week in August, the newspapers would have the sales flyers in there. This is the back to school sale. And I remember just looking through those flyers like, oh man, I wish I can get these jeans, this shirt, these shoes. I'd actually like plan out outfits of what I was gonna wear, you know, with the different stuff that I had there. I remember when it came time to go shopping though, I mean, we didn't get any of that. I remember going to Bradley's, which was like a Kmart type of deal, back to school shopping. I remember they'd have the knockoff shoes. So like if Lotto's where the sneakers you wanted, they'd have like the fake Lottos where they look kind of like it, but not exactly the same. Fake anything, like fake Nike Cortezes, whatever. And I think Cougar was the name of the ones that I used to hate the most. Cuga, Cougar. They'd have all kind of little knockoff stuff. But anyway, I remember going to Bradley's. Now, we always got underwear and t-shirts new, but everything else was just whatever was on clearance. And, you know, it was 4 of us. I didn't realize at the time she just didn't have the money. I remember first day of school, we used to ride the bus to school. So, of course, when you get on the bus, first day of school, I mean, that's like the runway at a fashion show. So definitely people's watching you. I remember getting on that bus and people laughing and pointing because, yeah, you just know it. You just really wanted to just kill yourself, really, because, you know, this was the 80s, man. This was before all this bullying, anti-bullying stuff. You just had to take it and just learn how to deal with it. So, yeah, man, I remember just, you know, not having a lot of decent clothes. I remember getting one coat, and that was the coat you wore for a year. It wasn't probably till I was like 25 that I realized that you had different coats, like more than one coat. We get one coat, and that was the coat that you wore for the entire year. So yeah, I remember there being a lot of food insecurity. I remember there being a lot of clothes, and I didn't even get a lot of hand-me-downs because my older brother, okay, so the hand-me-down hierarchy, we had 3 boys. I'm the youngest, so that means that my brother Everett, he got first dibs on hand-me-downs. I didn't get any hand-me-downs. So yeah, it just wasn't a good look.